No, we're skipping this next one.
All right, no, we're not. No, we are not. All right, guys. So one of my, I have another really exciting thing I want to talk about. I'm actually going to save that for last.
Debatable.
But this, I was, upon the reveal of World War II, Call of Duty World War II.
Just the war? Like, are you talking about the war that happened in real life or this nonsense?
Max's opinion does not matter from this point on. But no, anyway, from Call of Duty World War II, whenever I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks good, but why did they name it World War II? I was a little...
It was a better name.
I was like, okay, that's whatever, I'll get past it.
I have an idea why. Because they couldn't pull Battlefield and just call Call of Duty 2 because they already have one.
They should... Okay, well, the name is what it is, but I saw the reveal trailer, and of course with the reveal trailer, they actually showed, like, a small portion of gameplay, like, you know, the HUD, your guys' perspective and all that. Then we got the multiplayer reveal, which, upon seeing it, I was shocked. I'm not going to say I was like, oh my gosh, impressed, it's the best game of all time, you know, all this kind of stuff, whatever. But we go back to this whole thing of companies listening to their fans. For the past 3 years of Call of Duty, and you guys who follow my YouTube channel, you guys know I really love Call of Duty. But for the past 3 years, we've gotten these futuristic games, the first one being Advanced Warfare, which did okay. Black Ops 3 was the best of them, and Infinite Warfare just bombed with the fans' perspective. It didn't work well. So Sledgehammer thought it would be a great idea. And they thought about, and the thing is too, this game has been in development for 3 years, guys. You got to remember that because they're on a 3-year cycle. This game has been thought out for a while. They knew they wanted to go back to this. They heard the fans saying that we're tired of these futuristic advanced movement games. Let's see how it plays out in this day in gaming with the new engines, the new software, everything we have available to make a great game. Let's go back to Call of Duty's roots, give it that old school feel with the new elements that Call of Duty has come to evolve into, and let's see how it works. And that's what I saw in the reveal trailer, to not perfection, but the potential of one of the best multiplayers of the year.
You know, Tyler, I think when you showed me the reveal trailer the first time, I didn't care for it. Because, you know, I've kind of fell off the Call of Duty bandwagon after Advanced Warfare. Which is understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. And, you know, I was like, okay, wow, now we're just going tit for tat with EA. Battlefield 1. So, and I was like, because I think everybody was asking that question, you know, okay, where do you go from here now? Is it going to be aliens now and fighting an alien war?
I mean, you never know.
You're right, but I've heard good things about it. I hear one mission type for the multiplayer is like, what's that game?
War.
Huh?
Well, one of their game types is war. We gotta protect a tank.
Yeah, something like that. Where you have to push the tank and you got to go over and build the bridge and stuff like that. It's very interesting.
Yes. It's a one of the most interesting things about the new war game mode is that every one of your stats counts and your deaths aren't recorded. Your deaths aren't recorded in the game mode, which is interesting because that's gonna. I know a lot of people who like. Okay, let's talk about Battlefield. I know people. I was one of them until I was introduced to like Conquest and the new Battlefield 1. Yeah, and Operations. I would always play Team Deathmatch in Battlefield because I was so intimidated about the bigger maps. I was like, oh, I'll just play Team Deathmatch. So that's what, and it kind of scared me because I was really nervous about doing it, but I tried it and really loved it. The thing about this new war game mode they're introducing is, for one, it's a big step for Call of Duty. We've never had anything like that in Call of Duty. And what they're doing to it with, you know, all the objective-based thing, it's going to really be something people are going to be looking forward to.
Well, here's the thing, like, are they gonna change? Are they gonna make it so different than what Call of Duty is used to that people are not gonna like to change, even though they've been clamoring for change?
Well, that's the thing. They're taking a risk. Yeah, this game is a big risk.
And personally, I think that's what we need to revitalize Call of Duty, and it's gonna bring gamers like me that left because, you know, I'm tired. I feel like I'm getting the same thing, and it's gonna be good to have a boots on the ground and not jumping up the wall and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that was stupid. Like,
I mean, it wasn't stupid, but it was just I got that with you know, Halo and you know, similar games.
Halo, Destiny, who did it better.
Yeah,
like it's just like the one thing I think in Call of Duty is trying to, like, they're trying to I want to say, like, go back and like World War II, but they're also trying to like revive the franchise with what started them in the first place. World War II is what they started off in a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't want this game to just be a reskin of what.
Oh no, definitely not. No.
Like I know like they're changing a lot up, but they changed create a class up a little bit.
It's a little different. It is. People were kind of not complaining, but they were skeptical.
This game even feels like a smaller version of Battlefield. I'm not trying to say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like a lot of their changes is like what Battlefield does: bigger maps, open conflict. With the whole Warframe thing, it's much bigger. I mean, the last Call of Duty to have vehicles was War to War.
Yeah.
So it's.
I do have to say, we kept. The funny thing is, I mean, like, just without like thinking, we kept comparing this game to Battlefield.
He even says it in the little description that we read.
And but the thing is, I look at Battlefield and what all the games that they've come out with, even from Bad Company to Battlefield 1.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield has always been like not the biggest, like not everyone flocks to it at first, but it's one of the best war games. Out of
not to mention Battlefield 1 destroyed Infinite Warfare as far as ratings, and it did beat it. It did beat it in
Infinite Warfare actually beat it at a little bit in sales, but ratings were night and day. But they're not. I'm not gonna say they're copying because I hate that
they did include the bayonet charge. In World War II, you didn't really bayonet charge. No one actually really had a bayonet on their gun at the time. They had them. They had the knives ready to go, but they didn't actually have bayonets all the time.
I will say that, but the thing is, I hate it. Like, and kind of the last thing we're going to say about World War II is that people have been saying they copied everything from Battlefield 1 or Battlefield whatever.
Well, they really couldn't because this game was in development when Battlefield 1 was also in development.
Yeah,
unless they were sharing ideas.
There's no. Now the thing is, we can even compare that to movies. Some movies have similar plots, similar concepts. Does that mean they copied them? No,
exactly.
It doesn't. That happens all the time. The fact that they have a bayonet charge now, okay, that's a little. I was like, oh my gosh.
It just feels out of place because like I was watching some gameplay from like YouTubers and stuff like that, and when they bayonet charge, like here's a guy that's bayonet charging. He bayonet charge like that far away from the guy. If you're seeing, it's very very small of amounts. So like, why put in there? It's like basically like a Halo 3 sword lunge.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, because my personality, I gotta buy a new Call of Duty every year. It's a curse. But let's move away from Call of Duty now, and I want to go ahead and talk about the new Spider-Man game, which was probably the biggest game at Sony's conference.
Yes.
I saw this game's been announced a while ago, so we knew it was coming.
But we didn't see any gameplay yet.
We didn't see any gameplay, and we actually did. And oh my gosh, that new suit looks bleak.
This has been used already, but it's Arkham with Spider-Man in it.
I keep hearing that, and I will tell you, I'm a big Batman fan. I don't care.
No, I'm saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a perfect blend of it, though.
But the last great Spider-Man game, and everybody in the world agrees. I don't care who you are, even in any country. Spider-Man 2, the movie-based game, was the best.
The best.
That was what GameCube days back in like 2005.
I had the PS2 days.
Yeah, I had the.
The crazy thing, I have so many stories with this. I played Spider-Man 2 without a memory card, and I beat it in one day. That's how addicted I was.
Oh my gosh.
One of the very first games I've ever completed was Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
This
looks
great.
actually didn't compete it because you don't have a memory card.
Oh man, back in the day. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I am really looking forward to it. It looks really good. I think the fact that it's not, like I said, not copying, but using elements from the popular Arkham series, it's gonna be a good game. And that's the thing. Like I said before, this was probably the winner of Sony's conference because of the audience it appealed to. Everyone can pick it up and play how you want, do all this kind of stuff, and it's Spider-Man. Everyone's gonna pick it up just because of the name.
But Tyler, you know what I'm excited for? I hope this game is supported for the long run because I would love it. It looks like it's definitely gonna be sandbox for sure. I just hope the DLC is gonna be freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I can't wait to have expansions to this game. So so please, Sony, support this game for the long run. and have I want continued stories. I want after I beat the main game, I want to beat the side quests, and then we have a new DLC villain that comes into New York and send Spider-Man on some more adventures. So please, let this not be like a one and done, and we have to wait till the next game. Support us for a while.
The good thing about this game, though, it's not connected to the movies.
I was literally just about to say that. I wanted to bring that up too.
That's what's gonna make this game. Is the fact
he was talking about DLCs, and I'm like, dude, the potential is everywhere because it's not connected to any movie franchise.
Right.
So it's its own thing. You can literally
bring in
anything.
Miles Morales. You can bring in the black suit. You can
do anything.
I know Venom is a version of black suit, but Venom, Doc Ock,
Sinister Six,
Bold dude, what's his name?
Mysterio,
who's also a character in Spider-Man 2. So, but yeah, it's just like the potential. The potential literally is the Skyliner. It's up there.
It's really exciting.
It's up to Sony to actually deliver.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna moving on from Sony to Microsoft. We got Forza 7.
Not really a fan, but I can see the appeal.
I played a little bit with my little brother, but I'm not a big Forza fan. Don't care.
I'm not really a racing fan, but so
they do. I mean, like I saw the trailer for it, and I was, with Forza, they know. I mean, like look, most games now they put out great trailers because they have to. They have separate people who work on it. They want to be able to sell it. Looks good. I'm not a fan of motorsport just because of what it is. I'm more of a Horizon fan. Like, I love
open sandbox type thing.
Open world kind of like deal. But I mean, for Forza Motorsport, it seems like there's a certain fan base for that, and it's appealing to them. It's literally, I mean, I've always said this is Xbox's Gran Turismo.
Me and my friends have had this argument over and over again about racing games, and he keeps on denying. Racing is his thing. Driving is his thing. I keep on telling him, why do you want this next racing game? It is literally the same thing as the other one, except with a little bit of graphic improvement and a couple of cars.
But hey, the fans are out there. I had a friend just like that who loves racing games, and in fact, all he has is racing games on his PS4.
Hey, to each his own. If you love it, go ahead. I don't really care. That's fine with you, but I don't see the appeal of driving in a circle for 4 hours.
Right.
All right, now,
Jeremy, you want to take us next one?
Let's let Tyler introduce it because I have a lot to say about it.
So this isn't. I know how I was saying like Call of Duty is one of my number ones. There's another game that I want to talk about at the end, but this is not it. Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I've started playing really early on and have loved it ever since, with the exception of Unity, because that game was just bad. Now, upon seeing this, the rumors were that this was going to be called Assassin's Creed Empire. Later leaked that it was going to be called Origins. Then upon E3, we got the official reveal that it was going to be called Assassin's Creed Origins, and it takes place in Egypt.
No, think about it. Empire sounds better.
I like Origins, and I'll tell you why. Because what they're planning to do with this now, they have a plan for a new trilogy to start off.
Of course they do.
So where they take it, I don't know, but that's their plan, I've heard. Now, I was talking with Jeremy about it when it first got revealed, and we kind of had a little bit different opinions about it. We were kind of on the same end of that. There really wasn't. Of course, it's a new Assassin's Creed game, and it's taking place in a new era, which we haven't seen before. But it's like you said, and I kind of agree with you. What is there really new that they're introducing?
Right.
Because we've actually seen the trailer and we got gameplay for it, like a lot of other games at E3 this year. But we saw, stealth gameplay. We saw combat gameplay. We saw all this, and then upon watching it, I'm watching it. Oh, it's a new Assassin's Creed. I'm so excited. But then,
it's the same thing.
I gotta dig deep down, and I'm like, you know what? There really isn't anything besides the weapons and the way you play out. There's nothing really changed.
It's not, and the one nice feature, you can send an eagle in the sky and do. Oh, okay. I'm not impressed. I don't see any innovation. I don't see really any innovation. Maybe as we get closer to release, we'll probably see a little bit more. Maybe they were just hiding some stuff. But, I'm going to keep a close eye on this game specifically because, like I told you before, I'm a history buff. And I love stuff like, Egyptian. And I know a lot of Egyptian, mythology and stuff. So, and a lot of Egyptian history. So I want to see how this stuff ties into, history. And like you were saying, you thought it was going to be a good name for Empire Max. Actually, I think Empire fits more of a Greek type game, like something with the Romans.
The Egyptian culture was a pretty big empire back then.
Well, it was.
was.
But at the same time, I think there was a rumor that this actually is supposed to explain the origin of the assassins as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it's called Origins.
This is the very beginning of everything, which
Okay.
I'm excited about. But yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's like Call of Duty. I'm gonna buy it because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. Just gotta try it out, because I like the story.
the one thing I said about Call of Duty has over Assassin's Creed, not so much as they're the same, but it's like Assassin's Creed. Call of Duty has the potential to change drastically if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed is a dying formula. It's the same thing. Like they can't unless you change up the fighting style drastically. It's not going to be different. It's going to be the same thing: scaling buildings, stealthily, and stuff like that. Parkour.
I mean, I agree. I think the main selling point for these games, and before, not really much now. It was the story.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I agree. Because
in my opinion, Black Flag is one of the better, more recent Assassin's Creed.
Black
games.
Flag, I think, was probably the most complete of the Assassin's Creed.
It's my favorite
games.
one right now.
It had a good story. It was very different. It wasn't
The sea combat was really fun.
the sea combat was great.
Yes.
The fighting was good. You can the way I like this game, and people and like hardcore, I say this in air quotes too, hardcore Assassin's Creed fans didn't like it because it didn't utilize the stealth as much.
Yeah.
But
That's the one part I don't really care for, really.
But I told them the way you should the way this game should play out is, I know you play in all the games, you play as an assassin who's supposed to assassinate these people in the quickest way and not biggest scale as possible. But the way I see it is, you should be able to play how you want.
Yes.
I get
You
that.
shouldn't have to be restrained, and that's with any game.
Well, that's the
Yes.
problem with these games. Like sometimes, they'll push the stealth on you, and then it just gets repetitive after a couple minutes.
But that's the thing. I think the last thing we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed, as a whole, is that what I've always liked about it is that in Assassin's Creed, when you're doing like a memory sequence, like a mission, you have one objective, your main goal: kill this guy, track this guy, do whatever you got to do. But you also have the side objectives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember one being, don't trip any alarms, or and that's what I like. You can do that, or you can't.
Like,
you don't have to
build the mission if you do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's just
You
a
can-
bonus objective.
You play how you want.
Which is what, yeah.
That's why and Syndicate did a good job of that.
Yes,
The latest one in the series, which was it was very good. It was better than Unity.
That's not saying much.
No.
Like, at all.
It was every Assassin's Creed game is better than Unity. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna buy it. Like you said, I got to see more just to see how it plays out. And but yeah, it's looking okay. But I'm not like you said, we weren't too impressed with it.
Right.
But we've also got PlayerUnknown's Battleground will be available on Xbox, a console exclusive. I did not
I'm
know that.
looking forward to this.
Are you serious?
For a few months, I was addicted to just watching these games. Watching these games like Matimio, Level Cap. I just love watching them do dumb crap on there. But this game, it's not too in depth to where it gets overwhelming. Like, oh, I gotta supply how much I'm sweating, or it's not really a thing. But the thing, I love battle royale games if they're done right. I love just me against hordes of people, free for all, which is fun, at least for me. It's basically, okay, here's your guy. Now do whatever you want. Find ways to kill him. Run him over with a jeep. Stab him. Shoot him 50 miles away.
Do whatever you want.
Or gun him down. I love it. So it's I feel like it's just gonna be I feel like go and murder some people. I'm gonna go play that for a few hours and then might get boring. But this can be a game I feel like I can come back to once in a while. It won't get boring as time goes on.
Yeah.
Because they'll constantly keep on updating it.
Oh yeah, it's a game that does that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, but I just don't think it's a strong exclusive, and definitely didn't have Microsoft.
I don't think it's at least when they do it. I know it's gonna be $60, but I don't see it needing to be $60.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 40, because the amount that's in it. So,
Right.
but it's gonna be 60 regardless.
Right.
And then moving on from that, we got a lot of indie games coming out. It seems like
we have another friend in this podcast who knows more about indie games than the three of us combined.
Mhm.
we do. And actually, I will have a separate part will be for the entire Nintendo press conference at E3. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But some of the other games that Microsoft we got Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which I'm not a big Dragon Ball fan.
I'm definitely looking for it. I am a big Dragon Ball fan, and this one is gonna. This looks like it's gonna be better than Xenoverse. I've been waiting for a Dragon Ball Z game like this, and
I remember Xenoverse was pretty good.
It is, but the combat is kind of cheesy sometimes, and it's not really Dragon Ball Z-ish. This looks Dragon Ball Z-ish.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
I like that.
I don't know what that means.
I can, I kind of tell. But then, the rest of Microsoft is a bunch of, games such as The Last Night, Black Desert, Darwin Project. A lot of these were just.
I'm actually looking forward to Black Desert Online.
Oh, really?
To Xbox One. This is a game that came out on PC, and it got a lot of spotlight because of its customization and its realistic facial features and stuff like that. Like a lot of good people were put on this game, and it was a PC exclusive for a long time. And it kind of reminds me of like Sword Art Online, but a real version of it.
Oh, interesting.
Without a headset, of course, in virtual reality. But it's something I've always wanted to play. It's a big giant sandbox. It's been dedicated. The developers have dedicated this game for a long time. I think it's been back since 2012, 2013.
Oh, wow.
I would say. So now it's and the graphics were always amazing. So I'm glad it's actually coming to console because, like I said before, I'm a console gamer. So now I get to actually play it. I'm excited. So take my money.
And just one small thing. I know everyone we all have like that one thing that we know more. Like, you two don't play it, or I don't play it, or you play it and we don't play it. But like Xbox did announce that it's this E3. Obviously, there was no Halo 6 information whatsoever. So instead, they opt to do Halo Wars 2 stuff, which I'm a big strategy guy. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Simply because I think like a lot more goes into as far as like how to do it. Like not as far as shooter goes, not dissing on shooters, but like as far as shooter goes, you can pick it up and play it much easier than I think strategy games. Because strategy games have so much more to go into them. Like you have to either make a lot. Some of them are really bare bones, where you just go collect those minerals and go build your army, as opposed to other games like Stellaris that came out for the computer, where you have to manage your mayor count. People die, you gotta do all that other stuff, stuff like that. So Halo Wars 2 gets announced. I got Awaken the Nightmare DLC, which includes the Flood again for the very first time since Halo 3.
Is this canon or is
this is canon?
Wow, so the Flood's coming back. So
yeah,
we're
so people are like, oh my god, the Flood can be introduced in the next game. No, I don't think so. I think if they include the Flood, they might do it very minuscule, so that where they might include them in the next game. But then again, they said Halo 6 is not even coming out for a while. Like not this year, not next year. Like 2019, I think they said. So I just feel like I'm glad to see that they're taking like big games like this. Say like Battlefront, like Battlefield came out with a side game, and like it wasn't put as much money into it, but they're still putting out updates for. I'm glad when companies do that. They have a much smaller game, but they're constantly updating it with more stuff. I'm glad to see that. Like they could have let Halo Wars 2 come out and then it could have just died. But they have a free season pass, a free DLC count where every month you get a new leader. New leader, new maps, more expansion campaign missions, which is what you were talking about for certain games. Like like Spider-Man, I want to see more campaign missions involving more adventures I can go on. So I'm glad they're doing that, like adding more and more stuff for free.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's one of my biggest things, just because I'm such a strategy.
Strategy
buff. So
I hear you. Yeah. And I think the last thing we're going to talk about, Max was talking about games that aren't coming out this year, aren't coming out next year, and there's another game that's been known for, we don't have a release date, and that is the good old meme itself, Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm looking forward to it, whenever that may be. But I was excited to find out that we actually got a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 this year at E3, which totally took me off guard. I literally was on Facebook, and this is how I found out. It was actually when E3 first started this year. I was on Facebook, and I see this thing, Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, I check it out. Someone shared it, and I'm like, oh, people are so dumb. Why are they sharing these fake trailers? But you know what? Let me see how good this is. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. But it starts out with this, this quote, and I'm like, uh-oh. I said, wait, maybe this might be real. And then like 2 seconds after that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a real trailer. We actually got to look at more combat, we got more an idea of what worlds we're going to be getting. The only world that was showcased in this trailer was Olympus Coliseum, which I know like Jeremy has played Kingdom Hearts. Max, I don't know if you really
not a second.
You're not a big fan, so he's out on this one again. But yeah, we've that's the thing. Olympus Coliseum has been in basically
all of them, pretty much.
Basically every game, which is cool to see. It's cool to see it expanded.
Yes.
It's so much bigger than we thought previously. Yes. And then Kingdom Hearts 2 was expanded with the Underworld, but this is like Olympus Coliseum. Yeah. We're in like the heavens and all that stuff. But the biggest thing that we got from this trailer was we got to look at more combat. We got to look at more transformations that the main character Sora goes through. We got to look at his forms. We got to look at more of the HUD, more of what your party members can do for you, and all this new and unique stuff that's being added into this game.
Yes.
And then I'm not gonna say too much, but the end of the trailer is really interesting. So go check it out if you haven't seen it already. If you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but it really got me excited. And at the end of the trailer. This is something you guys need to know, so I'm going to tell you anyway. But basically, we are getting on July 15th at the D23 Expo a new trailer and a new world that we haven't seen yet. So I got to ask you, what are you thinking at this point?
I'm freaking excited, Tyler. I also think in D23, I'm betting my money we're going to have a release date.
A release date, not a release window, release date.
Probably a release window, and even if we get a release window, I'll be excited for that. I want to release something.
I hear you. I'm the same way. I just want to know when it's coming out.
As far as games that I know that aren't coming out for a long time, I'm different. I actually don't want to know anything, like, as far as, like, what date, because I'm just like, this day needs to come. This day needs to come. If they say I don't even want to hear so much like fall 2018 or fall 2017.
You get so excited.
When's the fall? Fall starts next week. I want it now.
Well, I understand that too. And my biggest problem with Square Enix, who is actually my top favorite gaming company of all time, because I'm a big Japanese RPG guy. They've been working on multiple games. And like even with the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm like, wait, you can make time to make all these other Japanese RPGs, and where's Kingdom Hearts 3? So yes, right now about time. I'm 26 now. Last time I beat Kingdom Hearts, I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 at 14 years old. I am 26 now. I don't want to have children by the time I play Kingdom Hearts 3. I've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for a long time. So. Please, it's about time I get a release date or something.
Okay, in his situation, I think it's okay. I do have one thing though. We didn't touch on two of probably some of the biggest games that weren't talked about in this little podcast of ours. Destiny 2 and Shadow of War.
Oh.
Destiny, we missed. Did you just want to knock them down?
I kind of know. I was thinking about doing them. And they kind of just roll this out of my head, but that's the thing, and that those are Shadow of War's coming out soon,
October.
Yes. Yeah, and Destiny 2's coming out
September.
So those games
October for PC.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean at first we were just talking about the E3 games, but I mean those were announced way before.
No, they were at E3 though.
They were. But
we're talking about just games at E3.
Games, big things that were at E3 really improved.
Yeah, true. But people Destiny 2 is not as hype as the first one.
It isn't, and that people aren't doing it just for the sole purpose that we remember those months before the first game came out. That was the game everyone was going to buy.
And that was because that was Bungie's first IP when they left Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but the beta comes out the 21st. Even though I still feel like Destiny was a great game after launch, after Taken King and Rise of Iron, they've certainly outdid themselves to fix their problems, and they listened and they fixed them. Destiny 2 looks like it's going on the right path. I was actually watching a video from, I think it was either Jack Frags or X Factor, and he said Destiny 2 is not a it's not an I think it's an evolution, it's an evolution, not a It was something, but it's like basically this is not a brand new game. This is just an update, a much better version of the first one. Just update it, changing it a little bit, and that's what sequels are nowadays. It's like they just take a few things that were broken in the first one, and fix them up. So that's why I'm looking forward to Destiny 2. I'm still gonna play it. I'm gonna get it. Still gonna play it, just because I'm a sucker for games that customizing and
it
aliens
seems
and
that
crap.
I mean, like, and I want to get it too. It seems like one of those games where, because like every year there's one of these games where, like, if my friends get it, I'll get it,
And
we'll
Destiny's
play
one of those games.
Destiny's definitely one of them. But yeah, and then so moving away from Destiny, like you said, Max, we got Shadow of War, which it
has the potential to be Game of the Year again.
Yes.
And that's what I'm excited. Like, that's a big achievement if that happens.
Well, considering when Shadow of Mordor came out, which is the first one, it's not really going by numbers. It was not a AAA title. It was not.
That's what baffles me about
Monolith was not a AAA company at the time. Now they are, but then they weren't.
Oh yeah,
and they won Game of the Year.
And they can. I mean, if they can accomplish that.
Well, I know, with the support of WB Games and their history with the Arkham series, it was just bound to be. That combat system was,
Even though it felt a little bit like Batman, I'm okay with that. I still I could go in that game and I could spend 20 minutes in one little location just slicing dudes up for an hour.
It was basically the Arkham combat system. It fit it.
It fit that franchise,
exactly.
Yeah. With the Wraith system, it looks like they're going to improve on that.
And that's what I'm talking about. Innovation with games. You want to see games with, the type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I played Shadow of Mordor, and a lot of people did, you got something new and unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's innovation, and that's why the game, got as popular as it did. So, I'm trying to hurry up and finish it. I still have yet to beat it.
It's a great game, especially the DLC is actually worth getting.
Yes,
I've never played any DLC, but
because like the Lord of the Rings, unfortunately, right now is not dead, but it's a dying name. Like, because the movies are over. The Hobbit didn't do as good as the original three, so they're trying to figure out, okay, what can we do? Shadow of Mordor is the answer. It's not. It's in the canon, but it's not talking about that franchise. Well, but it's still.
I disagree. I think I don't think it's a dying.
Well, it's
thing. I think it's done. I think Lord of the Rings has reached its end. I think the only there's the book called the Silmarillion. Mm-hmm. And I think if they could probably adapt some stories from the Silmarillion, which
but they're branching off. They have to.
I think this is just and everything that happened. The good thing about Shadow of War and the Mordor series is that all of it's canon.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they're just finding some kind of way just to continue on, but it's not dying. I think Lord of the Rings has reached its end. I really don't care to see another Lord of the Rings movie.
No,
but
if anything, I don't want to see it remade at all.
Definitely not.
And you're one of the biggest
Lord of the Rings is my favorite franchise of all time, but I do not want to see remade. But I do want to see Shadow of War succeed.
Yes,
because if it succeeds enough, we can either get a spinoff or just a bunch of content for it, more DLC. The one thing I'm looking forward to the game is the castle thing,
mm-hmm.
where like you can take out castles with their armies.
Yeah.
So it's like implementing like armies from the Lord of the Rings franchise. You're not just one cannon, like a walking cannon. You have an army to back you up, which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
But I think with all that, I'm glad you brought up those two games at the end there, Max. But I think other than that, I mean, those were, I think, the games that did well. The games that I think shined at E3. And we talked about Destiny and Shadow of War, which I actually forgot about. But I wanted, I'm glad we talked about them because they had to get out there. They're coming out soon, October and September. But I think other than that, that's really it. That's our E3 recap, guys. If there is anything,
I do have one question before we hand off.
What's that?
I'm gonna go down the list. I want you to name your top 3 things from E3. Any conference. Go. Mm-hmm. Or if you don't know, I'll come back to you.
Kingdom Hearts 3, Anthem, Xbox One X.
Is that from best to worst, or I guess isn't just in general?
just in general.
Just in general.
Yeah.
What about you, Tyler?
All right. I say Kingdom Hearts 3. I think Spider-Man was a good thing they showed, and I'm gonna sound a little biased, but World War II.
Okay. Can't believe you would want World War II to happen. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna be completely opposite for you guys. I'm gonna say, just because once again you said bandwagon, World War II. I'm gonna go from Halo Wars 2 expansion because I'm just a sucker for those kind of things. Also, XCOM 2's expansion coming out. We didn't talk about it because you guys aren't really strategy fans. It's a turn-based game.
Strategy fan, RTS, yeah.
You play XCOM?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Oh, God. Oh, Jeremy.
Learning new things.
Learning
Learning new things about each
Did you
other.
play XCOM 2?
Haven't beat it. I'm playing XCOM 2 right now.
Okay, they're actually coming up with an expansion called The Chosen Ones, coming out in August.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of how similar what they did with Evil Within.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Within, something it's called. It's like an XCOM expansion, but it's coming out in August.
Yeah.
So I got Halo Wars 2, XCOM 2, the expansion, and then Shadow of War. So,
Well,
it was a great E3.
it really was. That's the biggest thing I wanted to kind of, get out there was that this E3 was like, blew me away. It's something I haven't experienced in a while. It used to be in the past where I kind of, E3's happening. If there's Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm happy. But, this year we got so much.
Yeah.
We got info on so many new games, what's coming out, expansions. I know you're
This was a big expansion year.
It was.
It was a good, and not even that. I think it was a good E3 as a whole.
Yeah.
We got
one thing shined over anybody.
That's the thing. That's
Everybody
why it was
shined.
hard to come through. I mean, look,
Right.
I was also those are my top 3, but I'm also excited for Breath of the Wild. I mean, not
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild.
if I had to say top 5, then you probably would include like Breath of the Wild,
Well, no, I was gonna say Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Zelda thing for a
No,
second,
no.
which I would be opposed to, considering how good that game was.
And we're gonna actually me and another guest we're gonna have is gonna come on and hopefully soon we're gonna talk about the Nintendo conference. So stay tuned for that, guys. Be sure you are subscribed. But yeah, there's so much that came out of this, whether it be a game, whether it be expansion, whether it be a reveal for something we've been waiting for. It's something exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. But I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, I've been Tyler, also known as Keyblade Master 226. I wanted to let you guys know at the end, this video is actually gonna be on Max's channel as well.
Which is going to be found in EF4 reviews.
Yep, and I'm gonna have a link to Jeremy's channel as well, and Max is in the link below. So if you guys want to check it out there, check out their channel, do all that good stuff. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Is there any last things you wanna go ahead and say?
All I know is I'm going to be broke this fall.
It's gonna be hard to do homework for sure.
Yeah, what's school,
Homework.
guys?
What's homework? Is homework beat that next quest? Because I'm going to do that.
Oh my gosh. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like rating, as it does help out so much. Be sure you are subscribed, and be sure to follow me on all the social media in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed my very first podcast. Hope to see you guys in the next one. And until then, peace out.